Good afternoon. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope everyone having a wonderful Thursday before the Easter weekend. Going to take a few seconds to let more people trickle in, and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so welcome to Aparo's Nonprofit Bites and Insights. These are our free webinar series where we invite people from all different industries, all different expertise to come share and impart some knowledge to us nonprofit professionals. So this series, we're focused on Canva. As someone who just started using Canva a couple months ago, I am very excited about this webinar. So I know we have people in all different areas of their journey with Canva, whether in the beginning or really further along. No matter what, I know you're going to get some tips and tricks today. We will have a second Canva webinar. Keep in mind, it's not going to be next week. It will be the following week on April 20th. So a few housekeeping details before I turn it over to our speaker. This webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded to our Aparo webpage. All of you who are attending today will get a follow-up email from me that will include the link to the recording as well as any slide decks or resources that might come up during our conversation today. Q&A is available for you to use. Drop in your questions at any time throughout this conversation. We will do our best to try and address them. Chat box is also available for you to use to make comments or have some conversation going on the side. Also, closed captioning is available if you'd like to use that. So for those of you who are new to Aparo, welcome. Just a little bit about us. We are also a nonprofit. We're based in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what we do is we help other nonprofits with their technology challenges and needs. And the way that we do that is connecting them with skilled volunteers and corporations in the community. Our services are broken down into three categories. We have advice, education, and solutions. I would say about 90–95% of our nonprofits will always start under our advice. This is where you'll meet one-on-one with a tech therapist, basically a consulting session, discussing your technology need, discussing why you're coming to us, how can we help? From there, they'll direct you to the right service and make sure you're getting the help and support that you need. How this might apply to Canva. So let's say after these 2 sessions, you're like, I really want to get more information. I really need to get some more coaching. I would love to have a coach. Just reach out to us. It's free of cost. We can help connect you with someone who knows Canva, can support you individually on whatever you might need. Similarly, with education, we do offer customized team training. So let's say you're using Canva as a team and you want everyone to be on the same page and get the same tips and tricks. We can customize a team training on Canva for your nonprofit and your staff. We also have our solutions. These are our community impact projects. Not sure how to apply Canva to this, but just so you know, these projects are generally larger and longer term. So if you're looking for a software selection, if you're looking for a software tool or a software, for example, like donor management systems, CRMs, inventory software, we can help figure out what you need and make sure you're making the right selection. For those of you who are in the Triangle, North Carolina area, listen up. Aparo's Mission Possible grant is available for you to start registering. This is where one nonprofit is going to get $10,000 in consulting services to make their technology dream come true. So please do check that out if you're in the Raleigh-Durham area. And then finally, these are the different ways to connect with us. If or when you decide you want to request a service with us, go to our website, and submit that request. Someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. If you haven't already, subscribe to our email list to stay updated on our program. And then you can also email me. I'll be happy to direct you to the right place. If you like what we do at Aparo, please consider writing a short Google review. That is it for me. I am going to go ahead and stop sharing and turn it over to our speaker, Shelley.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm excited to get to share with you guys today things I've learned. I work for a nonprofit called Camp Lorecrest. I work in Charlotte at my house, but the camp is at Lake Lore. And I also have been active in PTAs at all my kids' schools. So I've had a lot of nonprofit experience. And what I've learned is that in a nonprofit, with especially a small one, a lot of times you end up with many roles, things that you maybe were or were not trained for. And so I am not a graphic designer. I did not study that. I studied business. You know, it was not my forte, but I found myself in a role where I needed to use graphic design. And so I expect that a lot of you guys are in those same situations. And I would encourage you that this is the most user-friendly design tool I have ever used, and that it is increasingly growing in the abilities and you know, different options that it has. So when I first started using it, it was kind of like, we'll do Instagram through here. And now you can do videos and you can do, you know, presentations and all kind of reporting. And it, you know, it adds every day, you know, what features it has. So, so that's exciting. I was telling Yinting yesterday that it's kind of like Microsoft's products like Excel and Word, where you could know it really well, and then you're sitting next to someone and they do something, you're like, wait, I didn't know it could do that. But the difference with Canva is it's adding all the time. And so, so you might go back and look and say, I know that has this feature, but it's not there. It's very likely they moved it because they added in something else or whatever. So it's constantly updating. So that is a short intro. So let me go ahead and, so Canva is web-based. I'm going to share my screen here. And I'm actually wanted to show you, so printing, this was a newsletter. This is the web version of it, but we actually printed this out and mailed it. I did all of this from Canva. So just kind of to get an idea of some of the things that you could do. This is an Instagram post that we did from Canva. A lot of you guys may already be doing stuff like that, but I had those examples up there. Canva, the best thing about Canva is it is free. The pro level is free to nonprofits. So absolutely, I think it costs, originally it was $10 a month. I don't know if that's still what it is, but so it is 100% worth the time to get your free pro account. And if you go over to your account, mine here, I'm actually using my Camp Lorecrest one because I wanted you guys to be able to see like something in action, but you can go through when you choose here, like in your account settings, or when you set up your account originally, it's going to ask you what you're using it for, and you can actually put in nonprofit or charity, and if so, it'll you know, kind of keep moving through. Here's what you would have to do to get the pro, and it's, you know, usually it's just like, it's tax ID, it's really basic information you have to submit in order to get the pro version. And if you anything on this Canva site that let's see, let me go back to the homepage. Anything that has this little crown, these are things that you only get with the pro version. So again, totally worth doing it. Probably worth paying for it if you're not a nonprofit, but I would assume everyone on here is a nonprofit. So and just a little side note, and you guys may all do this, but most of the organizations like Constant Contact and MailChimp and all of those types of organizations, if you ask them, do they have a nonprofit rate? It's always worth asking. I have found that out over time that, you never know. So anyway, sometimes companies do like advertise that, and then sometimes it's more of like only if you ask kind of thing. So once you set up your account, I would encourage you guys to go into create a team. So let me go to, so this is all over here is all the account settings, but over here on the left, I'm going to go to invite members, and you can create a team that you can share with. And that has been one of the coolest things about Canva. On our team, I can have 3 people. So, I mean, I'm in Charlotte, the rest of our staff is in Lake Lure, but we can be on the document together and updating it at the same time. And I can even make changes and say, wait, do you like this color better? And we're viewing it together. So that's this really cool thing about being an online a web-based program. Before we get into the details of it, I will say one thing that is, a little tricky is organization into folders. That's something that I'm generally not good at doing, but I did do it in preparation for this class. So, but I do think that, I mean, you can, whether that is your jam to be super organized or not, it does give you options under projects. You can come back to your home page, and under projects, you can organize things into folders. But in the folders, you could have, here's a folder, you can have designs, images, and videos. So an example here is I'm going to go to, we do something every year called Lurecrest Legacy Day. So if I go to Lurecrest Legacy Day, it shows me posts that I have, videos that I have, but then also designs that I have in that folder. So this is a design. We know that here's another one, like here's the design when it was created. So when I go back, when we have Lurecrest Legacy Day next year, I can go back and look at what photos did I use. So kind of depending on the way you use it, some of my folders only have images in them. Some of them it's everything that I use for that specific thing, because I only use that stuff once a year. But then I have a lot of photos, a lot of folders that are just photos. But it's giving you, I don't know if anyone's ever worked in something like the Adobe suite, where you can kind of package something together. You can kind of do that here too, where you could say, here's my newsletter design, and here are all the photos and videos that I used along with it. You can see here, I've got just some things we've done postcards. These are different graphics we've used for website, Instagram. Here's a little PTA sign that I created, video. This is a board presentation with all kinds of super easy to do reporting. A booklet, this is a banner. So I'm just showing you through, this was me trying to design my bathroom. But just showing you all the different things that it can be used for. So all right, I'm going to go back to home, and one more thing before we jump into the actual meat of Canva is, once you set up your account and your team, you can go into this brand hub and create a brand kit, and you can create multiple brand kits. So if you have, like, sometimes, you know, when I only have one on here, but we do have like we have our general camp request, we have some special camps that we do. We could have a separate brand kit just for that. And so if you used a different logo or different color scheme when you're using something different, then that's does give you that option. I do not have any templates currently set up, but if you do have, like, every time this goes out, you want it to look this way, or like letterhead would be a good thing you could put in here under brand templates. And I can talk with you about how to do that. That's maybe on the second level of you know, when we fall back up in 2 weeks. It's a little bit more complicated, but still very, very easy overall. So brand controls. So in your brand kit, I'm sorry, I didn't even go into our brand kit. So you can put logos. I have several logos here that, you know, we use, so they're easily accessible for anyone in our team. These are our general colors that we use, and you can also add fonts. I had a font in here, but so you choose the font. If you guys already have, like, I know a lot of organizations already have a font that may not already be loaded into Canva, and you can load fonts into Canva. So, so Kenyan Coffee is the one that our organization uses. It's over here in our logo. And so I actually went over to add new fonts, upload a font, and I uploaded it. So Kenyan Coffee, which is not just in Canva, now it is for all of my the people on my team, because they're part of our brand. And then you can, you know, have photos, graphics, icons, things that you guys use and then want to continually use. If you have a large team of people, this is really, I think, beneficial to complete this on a deeper level than what I've done, because it kind of it shapes already the thinking of how you would be designing for the company, and kind of creates more of that overall brand and recognizability, consistency across the board. Let's see. What else do I want to tell you about? Oh, and the brand hub. So go back to brand hub, and you've got the brand kit, which is where you're saying these are all of our things, brand template, and then brand controls. This is actually very interesting. Again, if you have a team that's working on things, you can restrict them to only be able to use the colors of your brand, restrict them to only use the fonts. You can even create design approval requirements. So the owner of the team is who decides this type of thing. And then the team members are the people who, like, so even if you as an owner say, I do want there to only be color controls, you will not have the color controls. So that's something I've learned. I thought it just didn't work right, but it's the owner of the team is the one that, you know, you're not restricting yourself. So there's a lot in here with the branding. I would be happy to walk through more of that at the next session or one-on-one if you need it. All of these, by the way, I said I put my logos in here, my colors. All of these, you're just choosing add new, and you're either uploading it from your computer, or here with the colors, you're gonna, it gives you a choice to add a palette. Specifically, you can go through and choose a palette, or you can go in and add, oh, you can add, oh, here you go. So there's something new to me. You can add guidelines as to how to use it, but you can add a specific color if you are, so add a custom palette. Where did that go? A palette. add custom palettes. It's not showing me that right now. It's probably like behind one of these things, but oh, here you could just go this way, add new here. And then it gives you, if you have, if you guys already have colors that your organization specifically uses, then you can go in through here. Okay, so let's go back home. I am going to start off here. You can start a new design lots of different ways. You can go up here to the right to create a design. You can go through all these designs. They're giving you options. So something like an infographic, it's going to go ahead and say, this is a good sizing for an infographic. Even I know rack cards is something, if you go on there, I'm going to go into create design and show you, they've got all these here too. So for the Facebook post, it already says this is the right sizing for Facebook post. For your Facebook cover, you know how that part at the top is different. It's just assuming kind of what you would be doing. You can also just create from scratch and create a custom size, but it gives you a lot of starting points. And I would say for a new user, the starting points can be really helpful. Templates are something that Canva gives you options of, and we'll talk about templates a little bit more, but you could even type in here. So let's say you're thinking, we're going to do, it's Giving Tuesday. So let's just type in Giving Tuesday and see, oh, well, that didn't bring up much. Sorry about that one. Let's try something else. Let's see, maybe that was looking in my projects. That's why. Okay, we're looking in templates here. So let's do it again, Giving Tuesday. So it's brought up all these options. Now, apparently, Hello Tuesday, it doesn't look like giving has really shown up, but it is basically getting what you said, and then you can kind of go through and see, oh, okay, these are things that you could potentially do, or that other people have done in relation. So okay, I am going to just do a very straightforward Instagram's, well, let's not do an Instagram story. That was probably let's do like an Instagram post or a Facebook post. That's fine, Facebook post. So this is the heart of Canva, the desktop that you would use most of the time. You have some things over here, this tool guide on the left that's organizing what you're putting on your page. And then of course your page is on here on the right. I'm just going to walk through these. The designs at the top is also those templates that we just looked at. So this is, we are saying this is a Facebook post. If you want to say flash sale, it's going to give you Facebook post templates for flash sales. And you can just scroll through these, and anything that you kind of sort of like, you can click on it and it brings it up. You can, it's a starting point. I would say as a new user, these are really great. Also, as you start to look through things like this and pull them up and play around with them, you'll start seeing how you make certain things look. So so for instance, let me see if we go into this one. So looks like this is just a background, but sometimes it's like an overlay, like you can see, oh, this actually wasn't, maybe this one would be a good one. So it's a circle and another circle, and then this is like, like how did they create that graphic and how did they make it look that way? And if you have a template to start with, you start kind of seeing, oh, I see, like this was not this, this is made up of these details. So it gives you templates, also styles. again, that's looking for flash sale. That's going to give you more color schemes. So if you wanted to change, if you had a template, but you were wanting to change the color scheme or the color scheme of something that you've created, you know, just trying out some different color schemes, you can do all that through styles. So that's what's under design. Again, this is a great place to start for a beginner. And I'm actually going to use this one. I think this might be a good one for showing some other stuff. You know, we're a camp, so these would be recently used by us. You can see this one's a video, so that was probably going to go on, you know, Instagram story or something like that. Okay, so then the next one down is elements. It's endless what is available here. So basic lines and shapes. Think about, you know, any line or shape you could possibly imagine. So if you click on any of these things under elements, they are going to pop up over here. So I clicked on a square and it is totally manipulatable. Is that a word? Manipulate. You can manipulate it and in any way. So I'm going to go and step a little further into it. Green doesn't really go with this. It's not what we're looking for. So you can go up here to the top. So once it comes over from the left side and it's on your page, then you can manipulate it further from the top. So this, you know, looks like a toolbar you know you would use all the time. So if you click on the color and say this is not the color I wanted. So first of all, the box that I put on there is selected, and then I clicked on color. So it shows me my Camp Lordcrest brand colors. That's that one we just added. It also shows me colors that are in this photo that are already on here. I love this because for us, and I think a lot of you guys as nonprofits, we use a lot of photos for our advertising, and it's so great to be able to find a color just right there that goes right with the photo. And you can see that they did this in the template already. Like this is a color that's there in the photo. But if you want to know, you know, what color would be a nice, you know, contrast or like that looks good, like visually appealing with it, then this is a great place to go. If you have multiple photos on here, it will show you the colors from all the photos. So really great. Default colors down here at the bottom, gradients, you know, you can do all kinds of fun things with it. If you don't see a color here that you like, then let's say we were doing gray, but we really want it to be lighter gray, then you can just click up here on add a new color, and you can play around with, you know, exactly where on the color wheel or color line here that you would want it to be. One other thing I'm going to note about just using any kind of shape with a, you know, like a box or a circle or whatever, these are things that, I mean, that you can use all the time. And, you know, like using your circle up here, like maybe it's maybe you want to say something, but it's over a photo. And so then it's hard to see it if it's over a photo. So you want to put a little background like a circle or whatever. One trick that I do really like and use a lot is you're able to go, this is with the 3 dots over here to the right. You have all kinds of options. Some of these are text options, so not applicable to the shape. But I use this one all the time, transparency. So you can change the transparency to, you know, wherever you would want it to be. And again, it's really great if you're using photos because you can still see, obviously, the mountains behind there. But if I was, oh, that's grouped together. I'll show you some text here in a minute, and we'll put some text over it, and you'll see it's going to be more easily readable if there's something behind it. So that's a trick that I use. So okay, we said lines and shapes. This is again under elements to the left. There's also graphics. I mean, every kind of graphic you could possibly want. stickers. So like when we did our Christmas newsletter, we always send out a printed newsletter around in December. I did ornaments, and you can say, okay, well, what graphics do I want to see? This is like ornamental. Oh, here you go. So here's some that, okay, let's say we like these ornaments, and, we're kind of playing around with them. Then what Canva does, which is amazing, is that if you already have that, it's going to give you magic recommendations. So you can see other things that kind of are in that same graphic type, same kind of overall palette. And so that's really cool if you're, so you can, let's use a number. So let's just put it in the number 4. So, okay, we like that. Maybe you're creating something that's got page numbers. And so let's see. It's not giving me the magic recommendations for this, but it would be helpful if, you go even up here at the top, it's already switching you to, you can choose one, and it's still got that same one at the top. But the magic recommendations are helpful sometimes. Okay. Lines and shapes, graphics, stickers. These things are going to be animated. So that's going to be, if you're doing some kind of Facebook post or somewhere where you can upload an animation, that's helpful. I have put an animated object before on something I was printing, and it still printed beautifully. It just isn't obviously animated. So photos, this is another thing. If you are an organization that, maybe you're working with foster children and you can't put their faces on your advertisements, but you still want children faces. The photos are basically stock photos that are out there. And so you could say children playing, and here you go, a bunch of stock photos. You don't have to pay extra for these or anything like that. Here all of a sudden you've got, 2 kids, and it's fine. They could be any kids, right? So, and then you can also, I'm also going to show you some ways you can edit the photos once you have a photo in your design, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Shelley, really quick. So I think you mentioned a little bit before, but if you can elaborate or clarify, we had a question come through. So the colors in the photos get automatically populated. I think that's under.
Yes. Okay. So let's say I'm adding this photo too. So let's say I've got 2 photos here on my design, 2 very different photos in terms of color. And then, but I want to put, a border down here at the bottom that goes along with, that would look okay with these photos. So when I'm clicking the border, this is the brown box that's here, the rectangle, basically is what they put on there. You can click on color. And so that's, to create the color of that. And it's going to show you here the photo colors that are in both of these photos. So here's your mountain scene, here's your little girl scene, so if you're looking here, this one kind of is the most similar of, but anyway, you can kind of play around with the different ones that go along that maybe favor each other for those photos. Do you think that answers the question? So it can, like I said, if you've got 12 photos, it'll show all of them. And so that's so super helpful. Especially as someone who's not a designer, maybe doesn't know right off, like, okay, if I want to go down here to default colors, I might say, oh, well, yellow would be fun, and yellow's fine. But maybe if I go here and I was like, oh, well, this yellow actually is more appealing given the colors that are already in the photo. And so you don't have to figure that out, which I love. So, okay, we're going, oops, I didn't mean to go back to home. Sorry about that. We're going to go back to our flash sale. So this did show something else. It saves automatically. So great. You don't have to save. So what I just did, I, accidentally left it. Here it is still as we last did it. The next one down over here, oh, elements, there's also videos. So same thing, audio. If you're ever creating, a video and you want audio in the background or whatever, there's, again, these are like stock photos basically. So there's stock audio and stock video. Charts, and the tables are amazing. So I love this little chart here. Let me see if I can pull this up and make it a little darker so you can see what I'm doing. Make our transparency. So I'm going to let the girls go. So so many things I want to show you guys, but all right, for now, I'm just going to let the girls go. So here's this chart. And so you can click on it and you can choose what kind of pictogram you want, is it bicycles or fires or whatever. So let's say, you're an organization does, something for babies. And then what's your total number of items? Okay, it's, let's say 1 out of every 10. So we've got 10 total. And then how many do you want to fill? 1. And so now see 1 baby is filled, and then you can go down to, I can't get to it very well here, but your spacing, if you want the babies to be out farther, or if you like them close together. So that's just one of the charts that you can, so again, that was under elements, charts, tables, all those times, you don't have to do is it matching up, because you can have a table and then just put your text in the table right here. So again, there's so many options. If you go to see all, you can see all of the options. Frames.
Sally, sorry, really quick. So for the sound and music, can we upload our own music?
Yes, I will show you how to do that as well, but yes. So this elements is like, basically, this is what Canva provides you. So, okay, we're going to delete that. Frames. This is if you are wanting to put a photo in and, or, another graphic or whatever, and you want it to be in that frame. So that photo we had of the girls from earlier, I'm just going to go back up to that recently used. You can pull the girls and you can kind of drag it in front of the frame. And now the girls are inside the frame, and you can make, click on it, double click to move the photo around. But, so now if that adds a different level of graphic, if you're not necessarily wanting to have like, a photo that's like that, you can just do, it's got everything. It's like circles and stars and here we go. And then if we click on frames, you can see you can do one that's like at a computer. I did one recently that you could do like if you wanted to do like let's see, we have to, this photo is now attached to that original frame, the circle. And so now I'm going to go to it, I'm right clicking and I'm going to say detach image. So now it's just back to a photo. You could also just delete it and bring the photo back in, but it just makes it faster. But you can put now, if you were going to want to write out good or something like this, and you can be putting that same photo in each one. You can do it where like, okay, let's say you want it to be like, maybe you want the middle one to have their faces and the one on the side to kind of be, you know, and there, you know, there's ways to kind of play with it where it looks like it's, you know, like in a pattern here, like it's like, oh, a little bit in here, a little bit in there. Anyway, that's kind of a fun option if you're ever interested in do that. I'm just deleting these right now to keep it from being so cluttered. I'm going to delete this one too. So that was under frames. Grids also so great. A beginner, I would absolutely say if you're the first thing you create from scratch, you may want to, a grid is a good thing to use. So I'm going to go over here to the page. And you can see we have some options up at the top, duplicate page, and add a page. I'm going to go ahead and add a page so I can show you what this would do. So let's say you look at this and these are just giving you different layouts that could work and, you know, that are useful. So, you know, maybe I choose this one and again, it attaches to the background, and then you can fill in each of these boxes as you like. So yes, you can put a photo in them, or like in this case, maybe I just want to fill it with a color, and then we can add text and all of those types of things, but it's already creating the layout for you. So just getting proportions and that type of thing is really great. It's already setting that up for you. So I absolutely use the grids a lot. So we're still on elements. And I have no idea. Oh, I'm so not doing well with my time, but okay, that the rest of these give you more and more details, but that's good and covers the basics of it. The brand hub, this again is what we talked about. It's got my font here, the colors, the logos. So it's right there where I can just put in my logo. So this logo, it's seen as a kind of like a photo. So it's wanting it to attach to one of these. That's the thing with the frames, is that it's going to have it inside it. Okay, and then upload. So this is where you can upload images, videos, and audio. So I uploaded these two yesterday for a project I was doing, and I have not put them in folders. If you put it in folders, it's not going to be an upload. So before I was preparing for this, my images were, you know, I don't know how long, you know, hundreds long. But I have taken the time to go through and put them in folders to organize it. So all you have to do once you've uploaded it here is click on these three little buttons and you can move it to a folder if you prefer. You can also download it. So that's kind of nice if you've like, sometimes I think, well, I've lost that photo. I can't find the original again. I can go and download it from here. You can upload videos, you can upload audio, you can record yourself. So if you have a video and you want to be narrating, so all you do to upload it is go to upload files, and it goes directly to your desktop or your Finder, and you know, you can upload them from everywhere. You can see the videos. You can also, you know, upload from Dropbox and Google and social media. Absolutely. Oh, do you have any question on that?
Yeah, can you name the photos and videos?
You can tag them, I know. You can add a tag. So, okay, you would name it here, I guess would be, so we could name this like, this was for family camp. So we could name that, and then you can search it and do family camp. Well, apparently that didn't work. I love how those things happen. Yeah, not sure. Oh, it didn't save the name. That's why. But if I added the tag here, family, let's just do family, then it should come up. Still didn't do it. So apparently I'm not doing something right in terms of searching it, but it should work that way. And my guess is that I'm just doing something wrong right now while I'm doing it, but you can name them and search it. I will work on that and see what I'm doing wrong and follow up later with Yenting and she can send that out.
Yeah, and there's also a comment that someone uses this part to upload QR codes too.
Yes, you can. Canva also can create a QR code for you. So I can again show you how to do that. So I want to show you here with this photo. I'm clicked on the photo. I'm going to delete this grid behind it. So I clicked on this photo, and if you go up here to the top, you've got all of the options that that we saw before. Click on edit photo, gives you lots of options. One that it has been a recent one that I totally love, I use all the time, background remover. And it works pretty well most of the time. So we'll see if the one that I chose. So there you go. Now you've got the family, but no background. And so if you wanted to have, something where you've got just, a child or someone just standing or whatever, you don't want the background, like it was that easy. I just clicked on background remover and that was it. I'm going to undo that magic eraser. So we have this all the time with camp. So let's say you've got one kid who's like, or what, maybe we don't want to see that maybe there's a piece of trash in the back, or, a child that's making like a, crazy face that's, you don't necessarily want to post. For this part, I'm just going to show you on her shoe. So you just basically kind of draw around the shoe, and then it does its thing, and we'll kind of blur that section out. It's not going to look perfect. I mean, in this case, we wouldn't want to have a girl with no shoe because that would be, not appealing. But this is here what, like it's great if you're just like getting trash out of the way or something like that for the magic eraser. And I'm going to undo that because we want her to have her shoe. A magic edit is kind of like, things like, let's see, if we wanted to say this mom's face is a little bit, she needs a little bit of lightning, describe what to generate. Let's see. Oh, you can actually add something over that if you want. That's not exactly what I thought it was going to do. So, but you can do lightning as well. So you've got filters and then effects. So maybe here we go, under adjust is where you can, so I knew it could happen, but so you can auto adjust, or you can adjust parts of the image, make it lighter, all the things that you would typically be able to do in a photo editor. You don't have to have the photo editor because you have it all right here. So all of those types of adjustments. I know that there is a way you can do individual spots. Again, I'll have to go back and figure that out. And then obviously cropping something here. So, okay. And other effects, there are lots of effects to play with. So, you can just kind of go in and see exactly what that would do, if you want it to have this certain look, and everything is customizable, so, okay, well, I kind of like that, but maybe I don't want it to be as red looking. I can choose another color. Okay. There's two things I want to still go over here on the left. There's a lot of options, but for, getting a good overview today, you would want to be able to see these two. So add text. So, you know, in the branding kit, I put my title as being that Kenyan coffee. So it already is giving me this option to use that as the font for my title. You don't have to do that unless you say it's only these controls, like on that brand control stuff at the beginning, in the settings. But if you it just, you know, gives it right here, and you know, okay, this is your title font. You can just any of this, adding any kind of font, all you have to do, you do add a title, add a heading, all of this is just right here. You can also choose, you know, things that they've already said, oh, this is cute. Like maybe, you know, we want to say, you know, fun over family day. Well, you can't see the people. You can treat text just like an image. You could go into the transparency over here, make it, you know, a little less. That's still kind of a lot over there, those people, but you know, still there's a way to kind of to manipulate that as well. With any text, so I'm going to go just to my normal we'll say family camp, and so I'm clicking on the text box. You can go here and choose. You've got a gazillion text styles. It shows you the styles you already have, the ones you've recently used, the ones that are in your brand. Sometimes it will even give you, this one is not giving me suggestions right now, but sometimes it'll give you a suggestion. If you say, you know, I don't really know that I want it to be, I kind of want it to be script. If you go over to, let's see, if you just click right here on the font, it gives you options of like, do you want it to be a heading or, you know, all these, so calligraphy, you know, so that's a little more scripty, and that gives me all these calligraphy things. And so that gives me another option there. So I'm going to go back to my Kenyan coffee, and you can obviously all the things you're used to with sizing, the text color. Again, here are my colors from the photo, which is nice. So centering, bullet points, spacing. This is something I use a lot, and I think that it can be really beneficial. So if both, it's letter spacing and line spacing. So let's make this 2 lines so you can, and I'm just, you know, everything is click and move. So if you are, that's what I'm doing when I'm moving these things around. So here with family camp, the letter spacing is the width, so I can make it long or tight. And then the line spacing, because like obviously here that's way far apart, I can pull it together however, you know, you want it to look. Next, effects. You can do like a shadow. Lift is something I use a lot when with like a year or something you want to kind of jump off the page. And so this lift looks great, and you can make it more intense, less intense. But all of this, you know, it's all at your fingertips. It's playing around, seeing what, you know, something that you like. You'll go back, if you're new to this, you'll go back and a year and look at things you created and then be like, oh, you know, so much more advanced now. But a lot of it is just playing around and seeing what looks, you know, and think about what goes along with the brand and other things that your organization has already put out. So obviously can't be, I'm going to have colors and fun text. But if I was a different, you know, if I was like a clean water organization, you know, I might be more on the softer colors and the blues, which you probably already have with your logo, but just kind of thinking in terms of, you know, that it has a ton of effects and things you can do, but maybe they're not all, you know, appropriate for your brand. Again, the transparency is here. So positioning is just like
Sorry, just give me a 5-minute warning.
Okay, thanks. I want to show you guys here with, let's see if it's under position now. Okay, so we put this up here, but it's covering up our photo. And you want the photo to come up. Here's where you can, if you click on position over here on the left, you can bring the photo to the front. You can send it to the back. You can, basically your layers. You can also right click on these to do that. It's layer, and then you can say, send backwards or send all the way to the back. You can, while you're in here, and if you're playing around with a couple different things and you're not sure if you like the colors, one color or one font better than another font, one little trick is to duplicate the page, and then let's make it a different color here. And then you can kind of look at the two together. If you go down here to the right at the bottom, you click on the two arrows, it'll show you like a presentation of it. So you can kind of say, oh, well, which one looks better? Come out of the presentation. You can also see it as the 3 pages we created, so you can see them side by side here. Oops, again, I didn't mean to go back to that. So I'm going to end with just showing you here under projects is the other thing I want to show you on the left. So all of those folders that I went into before are here. So all the folders, images, all the images I've ever uploaded are in here. All of the videos, all the designs I've created or designs that were shared with me. So if I wanted to, if I've made this before, here's a logo that, well, let's not do a logo. Let's just say we like this, the way this looks. I can click on that and that brings that design up into my current project. So that's an option. And then the very last thing, oh my goodness, I have still so much more I want to share, but no, I said the very last thing. I'm going to get 2 things in. One is up here at the top. So I'm Cam Florcrest. That's my name in Canva. If you click on this, it'll tell you, it'll show you who you want to share with. So right now, I'm the only person who has access to this, but I have a team. And I'll go through in the 1 and 2 weeks how to create your team a little bit more detail. But my team right now, it's not shared, but I can have it where they can edit it, they can comment, or they can just view it. So then once I add them on here, it's going to show when I refresh. It's going to show, well, I guess it doesn't. It usually will show up here who has access to it. And you can also share it if you want to share it with somebody who isn't on your team. You can get a link. Here we go, collaboration link. So only with the people. So this was under share, the button that says share. So this shows what I was thinking it would show up here at the top, but it shows me and my team currently have access to it. But if I wanted to have someone outside my team, I can copy the link and send it to them, and then they can have access to it. And then the last part I wanted to show you here is the download. So once you've created your design, if you you can share from social media directly from Canva. You may or may not want to do that if you already have a social media planner, platform that you use. But you can here download, and you've got all kinds of options. PNG is going to be great for any design, like if you're doing an ad or something like that. PDF print, if it's going to go to printing, it even gives you the options to add the crop marks and bleed if you are doing something for print. The short clip, the video and short clip, also very useful. You can choose we created several things, but let's say we really only liked the first one, or we only want it, you can download just one page of it if you want. And then it downloads from here. So I know I'm at my last minute. This is just one more thing, you know, I'm just keep adding on, and hinting makes me stop talking. But over here on the left where it says resize, and again, this is a pro thing. If you realize that, what made me think of it is saying an ad. So I recently created an ad for a magazine that that we're advertising in, and they wrote me back and said, oh no, it needs to be a different sizing. So you can, I'm sorry. I'll say, so you can go in and change the sizing here, the pixels, inches, however it's going to be. You can resize it and it'll resize it here, or you can copy and resize, which creates a new file for you. Okay, that's where I'm ending. Please send your questions about what you want us to cover in 2 weeks. I know it was a lot of information at one time, and I hope that it was helpful. I'm sure you guys have like things that I don't even know how to do. So, you know, just let me know what you want to cover, and if there are any more specific questions that I can address.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shelley. That was amazing. I know that was pretty fast paced. There is going to be a recording, so feel free to go back through that. So for the questions, if there's something specific you do want Shelley to go over on the next one, April 20th, go ahead and reply to me in that follow-up email, and I'll be happy to share that with Shelley. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and see you in 2 weeks.